the basics, especially if
All right, we're back for the
you can make
third
yourselves
time,
king
man.
of a new map early on.
I don't know
should
what
be a benefit.
happens.
Didn't turn out to
I
be the case. That is
replaced
kind
my
of interesting,
RAM,
yeah.
one of my the
We've
sticks
ended
of
up
my
on
RAM,
nuke instead.
and let's
5 to
hope
1.
that this time
They
it
win
won't
that
shut
round,
down.
and it's a pretty good victory, but their money is still not looking great
Kinda
here on the
annoying,
CT
you know.
side. So
Yeah, I just
not out
want
of the
to
woods yet,
stream
I
as
would
much
say.
as I can,
Smoke
earn
is
more
fading.
hours.
One of
but
them is being recommitted,
my
but they're
PC keeps
expecting more of a
shutting
CT
down.
push here. I
I
think
don't know
Nemesis
what
are
happens.
waiting
I don't
around
know
for something to happen.
what's the
Era,
idea of this
see if he
PC,
can
man.
land this AWP shot. He'll spot out one player, but
I
there's
got
a
an
lot on the other side. Good shot, though.
DDR5.
Breaks open the glass and takes down
Actually, 2
TYLOO, who's been the
extras, and I
main
just
problem for
replaced
them
the
so
other
far.
stick.
And Result's also very low on health. That's a quick flick from Era. That looked like he was shooting him
Glad
in
I
the
have
feet,
spare
but
one.
he somehow landed the headshot anyway.
But yeah, okay.
So far, so good.
Round
Seltzer,
6,
though.
Alliance
he was on a
versus Nemesis.
mission
Let's
there.
hope
He
they
could have had
can
a double spray
go
down. It's not over yet either.
to
Stame
the
taking
BO3.
down one, and now Result
And let's hope
and
they can
a player left here. 28
go to
seconds.
map 3. Decider.
Yeah, they need to start jamming together though.
Bear Kill
Stame
Snipe, thank you so
is
much
trying
for the
to do what
follow,
he can
man.
on the side, but he
Appreciate
needs
it.
Result to come through on the main. He's only on 13 HP and he's the bomb carrier. Stame though is up there, peering into vents. It's the player in hut that's probably going to seal the deal here. Whether he gets a kill or not probably turns this round, and it is. It's going to be Uppy that shows his hand, takes the kill, falls back, knows the bomb is down, and they will just lose to time. Now the only question left is if he can hold on to this AK.
So what happened was
no.
I requested a...
Straight stolen from
Actually,
him.
I applied
Also the
for
chance
a
for
creator
AWP in front
program
of him, but he got
on
none of it.
EWC,
so a little
with
bit unfortunate there.
the EWC, and
Right, tentative
I
fist bumps are
picked
coming out now on the
the
Alliance side of
games
things.
like
Man, these are some
Counter-Strike,
very
Valorant,
scary rounds
Apex
for them, but
Legends,
as long
PUBG.
as they can make their way through,
So my approval
then
got...
everything is going to be forgiven here.
my
It's not too
application
late
got
to salvage
approved
the first
when
half, even if
YouTube and
Nemesis
Kick,
came
but
out
somehow
with a bang
I
at
haven't
the
heard of
beginning. It's
them
fun to
from
see.
them on my
Let's not get too
search
carried away.
application.
Timeouts
And I
been
applied
called.
like 3 times.
An opportunity for everyone to talk things through. And
I'm still waiting for a reply.
I don't know, like, apart from anything else, I feel like at this stage, you just want to see the Alliance players kind of feel like they have a foothold on the server. Like, it's
I'm
hard
still
to talk
waiting
about
for
a
a
lot of
reply,
tactics
but when I
when you're
applied
getting
on
blown
YouTube
up
and
by
Kick,
someone like Texi early on, and he's
they
kind
actually
of wrecking
approved
the
my
team. Like, you need to
request
slow that down. And
in
Era
less
certainly
than
did
an
that in his
hour.
rounds. Very good work for him.
So
Yeah, a lot of credit to
Yeah,
Hero.
I'm
Those
still
3
waiting
kills
for the
are
reply.
worth their weight in gold, and it's off the back of him having, like, let's be honest, a really rough first 5 or so rounds. When he started to get the AWP back in play, that's where we've seen him carry that weight, the burden that is the AWP from time to time. And I do agree with you. Like, you can have all the tactics, all the fine trimmings, all the fancy stuff, but at the end of the day, if you're just getting out-fragged on the server, their aim is on and yours isn't. It really doesn't count for much. The smoke's going to start to fade. An Era, different angle, but backs away. Gives up a little bit of room, and that's going to afford the T's now to bypass through the smoke. None of the CT's interested in blowing open the smoke wall, and that's allowing Nemesis to close the gap downstairs.
This is kind of dangerous. If Avid can get a kill and escape, it's fine. But if he dies and gets traded, then it's probably going to be a bomb plant here. And great timing. 3 people through the smoke. I don't know how he's supposed to be able to spray them down. Not in that moment. So let's see how quick they're going to be. Bomb is with them. That's all they needed. Like you said, they slipped past. Nobody realized they were all the way down. Stame is here. Oh, it's going to be a fine little burst there with the Tech-9. He's going to be taking down Uppy. And now the question is, could he drop Bob XD as well? If you had, that's the round immediately over and done with. But it's still very tricky. They're retaking with 1 AWP, and Bob XD's position is kind of known.
Still
So you can
going
see Result,
on.
he's just waiting here for them.
Probably I'm going to stream
Somehow Nemesis
after
walking into
this-
this round. You could see Alliance. They've
after
given up.
this,
They didn't realize they can't win this
BO3.
round here. What a W for Nemesis.
We'll probably stream
Yeah, what a
Apex
horrible L
Legends
for Alliance,
on
right?
EWC.
And
So
kinda called it,
basically,
you
I'm
nailed
gonna
it. One and done is not good
stream
enough
their
downstairs for
live
Avid.
feed.
But this is why a lot of CT sides, it's not just about getting a pick on the cross, it's about the intel that comes with it. If you blow open the smoke and you see 2 or 3 players pushing into secret, right, cool, we send a second player downstairs. Because they don't do that, it puts all the pressure on Avid's shoulders.
Yeah, it really did. I guess there is something to be said about the idea that he is playing a position where he's more committed to the fight. There are definitely other ways to play that, where he's, if he's back on the stairs, he could have
Game 1.
He could have, he could have hung around a little bit more and maybe, taken a fight, fallen back immediately. I'll say this though, we have a new update from the chat, Kick chat, Vince. A theory on what the on what those pads on their foreheads are. Somebody said maybe it's like a gambling sponsor that they have to block out. I think that's a great idea. That's a powerful Powerful thinking. Well done.
Group stage.
They've done the Gerard Leto, like, tattooed their betting sponsor on their forehead. Instead
Exactly.
of damage.
Overall
That was
standing.
great. Oh, Hira outside. Forget about
So
the
they're
sponsors
on
for a
game
second
2
here.
already.
He's going to get 2
Probably
kills.
playing game 3.
That's one of the
they're
reasons why
playing
very
game
often
3.
you will see the T side Molotov, that the CT side of that container,
How many
to
matches
stop
are there?
anyone from being there. But that is not the case here. And instead, they get wrecked. 2-for-1 trade. Magic Key. Get the 1 kill in return there.
So they're playing game
But
3.
it's all on Nemesis. How do you
And I don't know if,
negotiate your way back into this round? Well, not like that. Uppy and Avid get a kill.
I don't know if they
each.
can still
And
watch it.
Selter, oh, I was going to say just a formality to find him, but don't give him those kind of opportunities. Twist will drop him. And Alliance are clawing their way back. The Swedes, they have come alive a bit here. It was a little bit... It was fun to see Nemesis play well, but it was a bit stale at the beginning. It looked like it was going to be one of those one-sided matches, but not the case. Well played, Alliance.
Yeah, that's one hell of a way to
Alright, let's
answer
just
that
watch
Hira
this one.
again. He's had so much impact in these last 2 or 3 rounds. But what a callback after getting wrecked in the previous round off that pushdown secret to bounce back with authority to take the round and force your opposition into an eco. In fact, no, an force buy, pardon me, with a terrible economy. Kind of weird and disjointed as well. Estain was way ahead of the rest of the pack. They were still in spawn. I assume they were lining up some grenades. Or hot and conversation as to what to do in this round. They've slowed down the pace just a tad, but that's allowing Bob XD to move into Squeaky. But who else but Era once again to put the AWP to use?
Yeah, you said he was going to be impactful with the AWP, and he's really delivered so far. Kind of brought his team back into this in every way that matters. Bob XD, it's a good spray down on the first 2. Stuck around maybe a bit longer than you would have needed to, but it's not a big deal at this stage. It's a 2-man lead. Avid's 1 position to hold here, and it's an easy shot on the Texie. They finally got him a bit under control, and now a result 1 versus 4. And Alliance, if they get up to 6 rounds here, I mean, I think they kind of need to, just to keep Nemesis, keep the emotions a bit low on their side, and keep them on 6 rounds. But if they get up to a 6-6 scoreline, I think Alliance will walk away thinking, all right, this actually, I mean, it could have been better, but it's a pretty sweet result given how this all got started here. Twist goes down, and
It
it's
seemed
1
like
versus
there's
4
a
results.
delay.
He's so far got a kill.
I don't know, man.
Bomb plant's going to be very, very tricky. He's trying to spend every single second here. 25 of them left. Relocating back around. See if he could find any lone CT players, but this clock is really running down for him.
Yeah, he may even think about saving, because again, keep in mind that their money is garbage. So they're going to have nothing into the next round if he doesn't hold on to this AK. He will go down. At least it's before time, so it's not doubly punishing. But yes, Era has had a ton of impact, and it goes to show why they were trying to really build around the idea of having him with the AWP in his hands as soon as possible. And the really impressive thing to me as well, Anders, is every round he's playing a different position. We saw him have impact in lockers, in heaven, outside on red container, up close, in garage. It's really difficult to counter-strat or counter-play a guy that is omnipresent, and you never know where he's going to show up next.
Yeah, which is definitely one of the aspects of the AWP in a map like, again, like Counter-Strike. Sometimes people kind of forget about it. They think it's just down to the AWP versus AWP battle. And that can happen sometimes, but I think, like you said, the annoying part of never really knowing, God, it's not a lot of outline. I don't even know how he sees that. But yeah, I agree. Era, he's been everywhere. I remember it started this well with him holding the ramp and getting flashed and killed, and
I'm gonna put my money on Nemesis.
The hottest start for him as soon as he picked up the AWP, but man, he's recovered well for it. We're down to the last 2 rounds at the moment here, and like you pointed out, the money just isn't there, which is why saving the AK in the previous round would have made sense. Not able to. Nemesis, can they have any sort of an impact? They really shouldn't in a round like this one. This should be a bit of a freebie for Alliance.
You're a different position this time in Squeaky, but I have to say, I love the aggression. This is where you could fall prey to the fact that you're against just a bunch of pistols here, but he has strength in numbers. All right, it all works out. Bob XD and Avid had him covered, and now Selta, the IGL for Nemesis, limps downstairs, full HP, but against a full opposition team. He does have the bomb. I don't know if anyone's on B site. He might actually get this, you know. He's completely sold them out on this, and he's got the bomb plant out of nowhere.
It's actually
Never
kind
mind.
of a big deal. Like, you get the yellow, they could easily give them like another couple of grenades, or maybe even a chance for like an extra AK or something like that. We'll see how the loss bonus actually picks up here, but yeah, really well done. Yeah, I mean, if they wanted the AWP armor, then they even could go that far, with Result just having enough to buy an armor for himself as well. Very interesting. Maybe a bit of a slip up. Not the end of the world, to be honest, for the Alliance side. I think they're just happy to be back in this game, which it looked like for a minute they weren't going to be able to be at all. But yeah, the Swedes not surrendering quite so easily.
This is my
scoreboard as well. Like, everyone on the Alliance side has kind of shot up all of a sudden. They're ready to play. Round number 12. And Nemesis, can they at least get the last round across the line here? I think that would just be mentally a bit different for them if they could just pick it up here. But they're actually running into the incendiary. Avid heard that. He knows that they're on the other side, flashing his way through. Era's there to help out with the flashbang. That is such a great pickup. Couple of kills there. Twist only with the one, but he's got Bob XD behind him. And again, it's all on Result. Another 1 versus 4. He couldn't do the last one. I doubt he could do this one.
I know this game hasn't been his hottest so far, but he typically is their star player. So if there's a guy you'd want in this position, it's Result. But it's not going to happen. Uppy finishes off the weakened star, and they will bring it back to 6-6. And when you consider it was 5-0 at one point, complete domination, I think Alliance will be ecstatic at that comeback.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. This is the kind of game that it could have got so much worse here. The money was broken. They didn't really have anyone firing off anywhere. And at the end of the day, it was Era that really woke up and made the difference. So impressive work for him individually. But thankfully, it wasn't just him, right? Once he was hitting the shots with the AWP, they kind of got more people online, and they look good to go. Might be a case of like a little bit of a flu going around there on the Alliance side. I'm seeing the meds have come out, which... normally, we need the meds for the viewers, to be honest, Vince. They are in dire need, if I'm going to be totally honest. But I guess the players can have some too. That's good.
Yeah, we saw Mojia with the mask on earlier. He looked, honestly, every time I went to him, he looked so tired and exhausted. So it wouldn't surprise me. I think you might be onto something, because like I don't know if you've ever had sinus problems before, Anders, but it is miserable. And so maybe those patches try and help with the sinuses, which can definitely help a tremendous amount, especially when you're trying to focus in a CS server with $1 million up for grabs in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, not the time that you want to be feeling under the weather at all, but can't control these things, of course. They've been fighting through it, to be honest. You can't tell on the server that that's the problem. So, yeah, keep at it, and they can rest once the battle is done here. Great comeback for Alliance. Second half, and we'll see how Nemesis fare once they get to play on the CT side themselves. Definitely, again, this is a map that they do play, and I expect them to be strong on the CT side as well. So I don't want to see them kind of crash out too early on here. And I'm curious to see how Magic Key is going to be playing with the AWP, like how he's going to be faring, because Era set a pretty high bar, to be honest.
Yes, yeah, that is fair. And Magic, he didn't have a fantastic first half, to be fair. It's not that he played bad, just he didn't have too much to do ultimately. So if he can get that AWP in his hands early doors, it'll be fascinating to see how the two compare to one another. I did mention before about Afro. You know, we've casted quite a lot of Monty in recent months. We've been very impressed with him. And I do actually think that Magic Key in particular is probably the stronger AWP as far as I'm concerned. On Nuke, having seen him play quite a few times, I think he definitely can have quite a lot of impact on the CT side. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. Era overall, I will say, is probably stronger across the rest of the maps. So it's always fascinating to see these different styles of AWPers and how they kind of factor in and bed themselves into games.
I am definitely excited for it. Should be coming up in a couple of seconds here with the second half of Nuke, and yeah, all in all, it's been kind of a bumpy ride for both teams, but we're locked in and ready. And let's just see, there is no kit in play. There is a smoke, however, and one set of dualies on Results. I've seen him do some nasty work with the dualies in the past, but it's the P250 of Era. Look at him. crisp and clicking away at Magic Key. You love to see that. He's ready for the challenge. If you want to fight him outside, he looks like he is sewn into the game. That's a great start.
It's kind of fascinating. It's a weird thing to pick up on, but he's looking at Secret and he takes his hand off the mouse to itch his back. That's kind of wild. Imagine you got peaked in that moment. You'd be absolutely furious. But he was obviously assuming the timing was on his favor. Resort, though, through the smoke, nails Avid. But then they return the favor with Bob XD's Glock.
Nice.
Oh, and some problems here as
Bob
well. Texie's going to be going down. They did land a kill on the twist, but
Bob XD.
Dime is the last one left. Now, normally he's the ramp player. So if they walk in here and get surprised, that would probably be the reason why, that they're not expecting him to be there already. But they're taking a sweet time. And I appreciate that for Alliance here. Trying to make sure they don't leave anything uncovered, that they're not making any big assumptions. Looks like they are thinking about that ladder, but again, they haven't seen or heard him anywhere. This is a long time without any information. Still got about 30 seconds left. He's got one opportunity here to really land a quick early headshot. And there we go. It's a follow-up. My God, what a sequence from Dime. That is ridiculous.
Nice one.
Oh, and he enjoyed every single second of it. Showboating to the crowd. Insane aim from a guy that's maybe been a little bit on the quiet side, but he is right up there with Resalt in terms of the heavy hitters on this server. Still only in his early 20s. Unbelievable. And it looked like it was just GG for this pistol round. Everything went in Alliance's favor, but look at that. The precision, the surgical strikes. Unbelievable.
Ah, damn.
That is phenomenal. I can't believe that. Again, they were playing very, very careful there, Alliance. It's not like they just assumed, oh, the ramp player is missing, he's probably going to be ramp. They really try to be sure that they didn't leave any kind of page unturned, but still couldn't contend with the headshots, and who could blame them? That happened so quick. He never really exposed himself to more than one player at a time either. I don't know how they could have played that very differently. No bomb plant. And Nemesis, again, losing, what, 6 rounds in a row to finish the first half with. I feel like they needed a bit of a comeback here, and winning the pistol round surely will get them fired up once again. Texie, not going to be able to continue the spray down, but Avid and Uppy in a 2 versus 3. Make it a 1 versus 3 here. So Nemesis looking to pick up and secure this map. And, I mean, yeah, this is, yeah, just littering bodies outside. It's going to be Uppy going down. It is very well played, and honestly, yeah, I'm not surprised if Nemesis bounce back and win the second half of this stage, because I feel like once you get that 1 versus 3 in the pistol round, the whole team is going to be fired up.
Yeah, the really disappointing element for Alliance on this is, of course, this is Nemesis' choice of map, which you'd give them the favorites on anyway in terms of the win percentage they have. I mean, this is Nemesis' best map, just straight up statistically. But it's also the fact that Alliance would have Inferno coming up next, which heavily favors them as far as I'm concerned. So you know you could have maybe got this map done in 2. I know you don't want to take yourself too far out of the current and the present and you know, look at the big picture too much, but they'll know they had them on the ropes. It's going to be a bitter pill to swallow, and they've already lost Avid in this rifle round. Outside control, being attained, though, from Bob XD's AK as he falls back into the shadow of the smoke. And they're also pushing on A, and Resalt had no idea.
Yeah, you got to wonder, how's that ever allowed to be happening? Like, why are they allowed to walk out into the A side like that? He's lost his teammate in upper, but if that happens, then you'd want to see that HUD player being aware or relocating in some way. It felt like that was a bit of a miscommunication there on the defense, because they had the opening, and honestly, for Alliance, it looked kind of confusing. It looked like there was way too much chaos happening in the yard. Bob XD caught in the open. He won the fight, which is kind of cool, but there was a lot of ways that could have turned out differently. What a mad round. Alliance pick it up, and that changes the story once again. Whatever momentum Nemesis had, that's going to be cooled down once more, and they have to worry about their own economy once again. So, huge round and unexpected. Again, I'd love to see how they were allowed to sneak out like that.
Yeah, I have to assume it's just a timing thing. The flash was pretty good, but he had his back turned and there was just no one home. No one heaven. No one second vents watching for the push. It's just one of those opportune moments to strike, and they made sure that they were true and fast with it. And so Alliance, yeah, you can be disappointed about that pistol round, but they're now back into a really solid position. Also, getting dragged down into these slums and these weird back and forth economic downturns is going to put the AWP out of Magicky's hand, should I say, for even longer. Can't afford it in this one. Ton of grenades come through, and now the T's looking to pivot in, but they've lost themselves the first life.
What a commitment from Celta. He knew that they were going to try and come through. He sat in the fire to spray them down. Result's going to get the one, but they actually twist now.
Nice.
Stepping up on a couple of kills. They're trying to find another gun. There's no more bullets in his. Era hunting down XSE, and suddenly it's a 1v1. But like I said, they know that he's a ramp player. So Era's got only really a couple of positions that he has to look for. Makes the quick drop down. Bomb is not planted yet here. Era could try and escape if he can. Then he's got a massive advantage here. Grenades around the corner. Ooh. Smoke is up, and they fight right on top of it. Sadime comes out on top. Huge victory for him. Another clutch. He did it in the pistol round, and this time they even knew where he was coming from, and he still won it in the 1v1.
Oh, it's brutal for Era there. Like, man, it's just really rough. He had this moment of second-guessing himself. He pulled the pin on the smoke to underarm it. He then didn't do anything, and the extra 2 seconds it took for him to pull the smoke back out again allowed Stame to get close and just spray him through the smoke he put down. It was that moment of indecision, that moment of panic that has costed Era so dearly, and maybe Alliance on top of it. If he threw it first time, he had a way better chance of standing his ground.
Yeah.
And again, Alliance getting forced back. It seems like they're so aggressive on the A side to start things off, but Nemesis have some really good utility to send them packing.
Felt like Alliance had a real opportunity in that last round to, to not just kind of get back and even up the scoreline, but, again, crush the economy. I think that last round, round number 16, could be one of those pivotal rounds that you end up looking back on and saying that might have been where the second half was decided. We'll see if Alliance could make something of this round, but you pointed out they've already been tacked up in this one. They don't have all the weapons, they don't have all the utility. Right now they're hoping that they're going to be peaked by somebody. They'd love an early fight here that can go their way. And Nemesis are not really giving them that opportunity at the moment. Maybe the best chance could be at a ramp, but they haven't figured that out yet. A bit of an off angle as well. Let's see. Twist, is he going to be able to? Oh, that's a nasty position.
Really relying on the rest of the rifles now to try and come through and stick the landing. Bob XD was getting aggressive. It's just the Deagle. He's wrapping around, though, into Heaven's side. The CT's aware of this. It's essentially taking some eyes away from the hot peak. There's going to be some questions asked there as to how XSE allowed them to move through. But now they're going to find the reloading Era out in the open as the M4 tries to spray in, but Bob XD is also repelled by Texi, who's having a fantastic performance individually. Not typically one of the guys you expect to be at the top of the scoreboard, but he's delivering when it really matters.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment there with the timing window with Bob XD wrapping around, and it could have been very, very different. You could sense that, they were a little bit closer together, then maybe he could have swung on them while there was still someone alive down in the bomb site. But it just didn't work out that way. 10-7, and we're moving into round number 18. We've got a force up here. I think Alliance realized they have to do some damage. They have to put some pressure on. Smoke doesn't waterfall down out on the mini roof, so there's plenty of view out there for a Nemesis to know. And a good counter utility coming out here as well. Oh, they line up in the smoke for him. The Sadime has had a sick map so far. The 1v3 clutch in the pistol, holding ramp for another triple kill here. He's starting to climb the top of the scoreboard himself.
Well, that's one of the other elements as well that was kind of fascinating in this quarterfinals, that neither of these two teams has really any kind of experience when it comes to tournaments of this size and being on a stage of this magnitude. And so which players are going to sink and which players are going to swim? And I think, as you said, that pistol, that 1v3, was really the moment where it felt like Nemesis felt not only is this doable, but the confidence surged. You rally behind the talisman of Stame, and as I said, he's been solid throughout the entire game. That wasn't the only thing he's done. He's up to 19 frags. That was the moment for me, the rallying cry.
Well, you might be right. This one, I won't say it's done yet, but it looks very, very grim at the moment for the Swedish side of things. Era and Avid's best you could probably do is a little bit more damage, and even that doesn't look like it's readily available for them. Oh, it's such a shame. I mean, Era did so much work at the beginning in that second half, or in the first half, sorry, to get them on the board, to make sure that this was even doable. But that 1v3 clutch in the pistol, and then everything that followed. And Alliance, they do look a little bit beaten up at the moment here. 12-7 is the scoreline. Nemesis powering through. I mean, Texi's got 24 kills. Sedame's got 19. They've, like, just that alone that's a lot to fight through.
Yeah, and I mean, what's kind of a really fascinating but also terrifying prospect here is that Result, who is normally, I mean, he's on 1.25 rating over the last 3 months. I mean, this guy is typically him on this team. He's not been needed. He's actually bottom fragging on his team with 10. And I don't think we see Magic very often with the AWP either. So you have all these pieces starting to come to the forefront for Nemesis. An Alliance on the back foot. Simply put, 5 opportunities for Nemesis to get this map done. Their choice, and move to Inferno. And the way these T sides have been going, it is 6-1.
What happened, Alliance?
I can't really see how they're going to get it done here, Anders. Like, who's the man for the job? It just feels like it's been a bit flat.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the opening either myself right now. Winner of this one will play 9C, who had a bit of victory earlier today against TYLOO. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Alliance, they're not proving it at the moment. Era's going to be there. They're going to be molotoving up the huts. They're going to be flashing their way through Mini. So a lot of pressure being put onto this A-bomb site. The flashes are amazing. That couldn't have gone any better. Uppy will get the first 2 kills there, but really it's the utility that sets them up. But they stay outside and fight. I feel like you've already won the fight for the bomb site, so you don't want to be caught in the open like that. It actually gives a way back for Nemesis to try and close them right now. We'll see if Result could do anything from the high ground. Seltzer is low on health, admittedly, but trying to create a bit of attraction to allow his teammate to come out. Sedames can't really get the job done, unfortunately, and they're going to pack it up after that. But yeah, nice attempt, I think, to try and see if you could sneak a player up out of the vent. Doesn't work out. They're going to catch Seltzer as well. Alliance, yeah, this is the last opportunity that they have, and great utility onto the A-bomb site.
I actually love the idea they went for there. Is like you're trying to fake as if your player isn't pushing up vents, because he started spamming through the vent like on Squeaky side to try and throw them off that. But because the post plant positions were so strong, there was no reason for Alliance not to be checking that angle. And of course, they would have heard the steps up the ladder anyway. That's what they're trying to do, is like mask the steps of the ladder and kind of throw a wrench in the works. Either way, Alliance, though, as you said, that utility is with the pop flashes onto the site was absolutely perfect. And so maybe signs of life yet. Still a while to go before the money is broken, though, on Nemesis. And they will be up close and personal with a smoke down onto Squeaky. No way forward for the open. He's going to take a grenade as well. Some significant damage. Era nearly killed, down to 16 off that spam and the nade combined.
Yeah, I think if he'd have kept shooting there, he might have actually got him. Bob XD, though, landing a grenade on Seltzer. So that's an interesting way to get an opening fragging around like this one. They're sneaking around, but nobody checking it. Twists. That almost looked like a 4-3 situation. It didn't look like he was on his screen. He didn't react at all to the fact that there was somebody in CT spawn. But they do get a kill in return. So technically they have the man lead here on the Alliance side of things, but awkwardly, a couple of their players are already beat up quite a bit. And nothing's been decided yet. The bomb is alone out in the yard. They've got players all over the map, which can either be brilliant for Alliance if they can communicate and time things well. It could also be a bit of a disaster. It could mean that you get picked up one at a time. Oh. God, that's close. Bob XT, is he aware? Now he's giving it away.
Now. Yeah. Only 30 seconds, though, Anders. Like, they've got to start to make a move on here. Even if you have to throw a player as a sacrificial lamb, you've got to start moving on the site.
Yeah, bomb is coming through Mini. I'm a bit worried at this round, to be honest, already. I feel like Alliance have left it very, very late in the hour. It's going to be TYLOO with a headshot. Magic Key picks up one of the high ground and inside of the fire. TYLOO, he's ready to take down another one, and that will be all here for Nemesis. They've done this. There's no more time left for Alliance. Era, he's been shooting well with the AWP, but he can't get more time on the clock. So
Nemesis
bit of a
won.
sad way, I think, to end there. Alliance not making any real decisions towards the end and just allowing the clock to run down so low that all it took was a couple of kills there, and they never stood a chance. Well played, Nemesis, though. Honestly, powerful nuke, I must say, and especially the way that they got started in the first half, they really cemented a strong lead there.
Well, I think it's safe to say game is well and truly on for this series, because next up we move to Inferno, a map that Alliance are very, very strong on. So who's to say that we don't go the distance to Ancient? That being said, though, TYLOO, what a performance from him individually. Typically towards the bottom end of the scoreboard for this team, but he has really come alive. And I think he was on 10 or 11 kills after the first 4 rounds, but he kept that going forward. He wasn't just beating up on ecos, he was having consistent impact throughout.
That's a good point. I mean, that we do sometimes see that in these games where someone will have a great first half, and then the second half they kind of disappear, and then that's it, like their contribution's over. That wasn't the case here. Stame also coming in with, I mean, obviously the 1v3 clutch. He was holding the ramp. He was doing so much work in this game. So between the two of them, it was more than Alliance was able to handle, at least in the opening map. But yeah, I agree with you, though. Alliance, Inferno, if they have a home map, that is definitely it for them. So curious if they can summon all the strength here, kind of get back into it. I mean, they already did it once or twice on Nuke, where you thought it was over and they fought their way back. Surely they could do it on Inferno as well. If the cold or whatever else doesn't get them. Get some more meds on board there for the Swedes. They're going to need it for the second map, I think. Nemesis, they're not strangers to Inferno. They're still going to be able to play it. So it's not going to be a completely free walk in the park for them either here on the Alliance side of things. But overall, yeah, good Counter-Strike, I will say. Enjoyable stuff to begin this series with. I don't hate it. We're going to go for a bit of a break before we get into it. So stick around. We've got the second map coming up soon.
What's the second map? What? What's the second map, man?
Bro, we need to find a way to make FaZe great again.
Yeah, I think we need the experience IPO.
But we also need a GigaChat entry fragger, like back in the day.
Yo, Eddie.
Yo, what's up? Alright, man. Consider it done.
A few days earlier.
My 100% major winning phase era is coming back, man.
It's the wrong cousin.
Hey guys,
Wrong cousin.
JW.
That ain't the curse.
David Frozen Shenansky. I always knew you would come from me.
Wait, if that's the case, if that is true, JW and FaZe. I don't know, man.
来来来，我们又来了，这时间不多了，我们直接开始吧。Well, we're running out of time here, so let's get to it, man.
Yeah, let's get to it. Guangzhou, how we doing? This is very positive. Okay, we got some more mouse pads to give away out here. This man, he's very energetic. He's going for it all the time. How you doing, bro? How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. That is positive. All right, tell me, FaZe, they won one major. Which major was it?
Phase 赢的是哪一届 Major？
安特卫普。
Antwerp.
Antwerp,
Yes,
easy.
sir. Easy. Light work.
All right, we'll do another one. Who's going up next?
So cringe.
This guy's standing up over here in the blue. Yeah, you. Yeah, bro, you. He looked behind real quick. Hello, how are you?
I'm American, and it's my honor to meet you because you're my gold.
Thank you very much, man. All right, very quick question. Who won Austin Major?
Austin Major 谁赢的？哇
Bro, he know English straight away, so that's good. Instant win. Thank you very much. We'll go over this side. We're going to move on over here. Okay, this man, I've seen you every day. We have not got much time. Quick. All right, for you, who was the winner of Cologne 2025? So not this year.
SK. Brazil. 2025. Oh, 2025. Cologne. Oh, Spirit.
Spirit, correct.
Spirit.
There we go.
Nice.
There we go. Straight one over to you. Thank you very much. We need to get back to the game. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Woo.
James Banco. What map is this?
Well, there we go. The table fans have been plugged in. Everyone is ready to go. We're into the second map here at the quarterfinals of the XSE. And we've got Inferno coming up here between Alliance and Nemesis. Vince, you said it's a bit of a home map for Alliance. Hopefully they can make this work and get us onto a third map, because otherwise they're going to be in trouble. And I mean, they already look like they were in a bit of trouble there on Nuke in many ways. Nemesis looked like a strong team.
Doesn't say.
Yes, absolutely. I was a bit disappointed with some of the individual pieces of Alliance as well. I mean, Bob XD had a really good game. He was the only positive player with a 1.26 rating. Everyone else was below that 1.0 threshold. I will say, though, just to throw it out there, and this might be a cast a curse, but I'm going to say it anyway. They are undefeated on Inferno in the last 2.5 months. And they've played against 9G,
really?
Metasports, 3D
Damn, okay.
Max, Eyeballers.
How many matches
So
is that?
They have a bit of a fortress when it comes to Inferno. Now, with all that being said, though, Anders, that's not on a stage in a quarterfinals of $1 million tournament, right? So we do have to also throw that in. They didn't look completely on point in that first map. So Inferno's a very good map for them, but I'm not assuming anything at this point.
Yeah, hopefully we haven't cursed them too much, but everything is kind of pointing in the right direction. Speaking of Bob XD, he's playing the banana position on the CT side for Alliance. So again, we said this earlier when it was Jam Young on TYLOO, and it is such an important position that if you're going to have someone there who's going to be having a good game, then it could really change a lot of how that CT defense looks. So we'll find out once we get into it a little bit more. Everyone on the Nemesis side, they just look like they're locked in, they're ready. They don't need any meds or any kind of, no menthol on the front, on the forehead or anything like that. They're just good to go. They don't care about anything. They play a ton of Counter-Strike, and they want to take down the Swedes in this one and get into the semi-final, where they would be facing against 9C. And I would still pick 9C to be the favorites, but like I said, some of these teams that play, a lot of this Counter-Strike, they're dangerous. Like, you can't underestimate them. So yeah, I'd have 9C as my favorite against any one of these teams, but against Nemesis, I would say, I wouldn't rule it out that there could be at least a one-map upset. And, depending on the day, maybe more than that even.
What's kind of fascinating, though, Anders, is I do agree with you, right? I do. I think 9Z had a slow start to this event. I think, obviously, the travel they've been through recently, you can probably add a lot of excuses and reasons and this, that, and the other. But the fact is, Alliance beat 9Z 2-0 to secure their spot in the playoffs. So they have already got a W against 9Z. Nemesis didn't play against them in their lead into this position. They lost to BetBoom 2-1. And to be fair, BetBoom have looked fantastic. The top-rated player in this entire tournament, by the way, is none other than Magnajez, who's had an unbelievable event once again. Obviously, we'll see him tomorrow playing and doing battle. Looking forward to those games. But in the here and now, I would agree with you. I think regardless of who goes through, I would still favor 9Z to get that win. But we have already seen that they are mortal. They do bleed in this event, and they're far from on their A game, I would say. Even against TYLOO today, TYLOO were a bit disappointing in the end. I think they ran out of steam a little bit. I don't think 9Z were unbeatable by any stretch.
Yeah, I think that's a good assessment. That's probably reasonable. Yeah, we'll see how they do a little bit later on. It is crunch time for 9C soon. Like, they can't keep, you know, having slow starts and having to claw their way back. Like, we need to see the major version of them, which I think was a little bit more powerful. Thumbs up all around. Feels like we're getting close now to the start of the game. Inferno coming up. We've got another set of quarterfinals tomorrow, and then, you know, we just kind of keep marching on all throughout the weekend. So yeah, the Counter-Strike's been secured. This guy, Era, seems to be their key player when it comes to the AWPing, obviously, and he really, if they ever had a chance on Nuke, he was the one providing that chance. So we need him playing like that. We need Bobix to play like that, and then we need the rest of the Alliance team to add to the mix here. We'll see how it goes. Inferno coming up. We haven't seen Cash yet. I think he was played, the group stage at least once, but we haven't seen it with you and I casting it. So I'm very curious if we're going to get a chance to see that at some point during the playoffs. So here we go. Nemesis starting on the CT side. It'll be Alliance on the T side as we head into map number 2.
I certainly hope so, Anders, to your previous point, but we will see. Maybe that's going to be tomorrow. We have some great teams lined up, but it's going to be Avid and